Good morning, student. Today we are going to know about introduction of photosynthesis and role of lights in photosynthesis. First of all, plants use light energy to form sun from the sun to produce the food they need for the survival. This process is called photosynthesis. For the photosynthesis, there is a need of four ingredients, that is light energy which are coming from the sun, water which is gathered by the plant from roots and soil, and the carbon dioxide which is present in atmosphere, and last one, that is a chlorophyll, which is the cell organelle found in a plant leaf cells or green plant leaf cells. So here is the reaction of a photosynthesis. Carbon dioxide which is found in atmosphere, that is a 6CO2, plus water which is coming from soil or root region, that is a 6H2O molecule, and in the presence of sun or solar energy and at a cellular respiration, there is a involvement of ATP and heat. So in this way the reaction is going on, and that's why there is a development of a product, that is a glucose, means 6C6H12O6, that is a glucose molecule. At that development of a product, means a glucose molecule, there is also liberation of oxygen molecules and development of a water molecule, which is in the form of vapors. So here is the complete idea of chlorophyll. What is meant by chlorophyll? It is, first of all, it is found in a plant cell which is green in color. These chlorophyll pigments are most important cell machinery because they has capacity to absorb sunlight and CO2 means carbon dioxide, and then they can use this raw material to develop a glucose molecule. So at last the end result of this photosynthetic reaction is that the oxygen which is left from the transformation is released back into the air or atmosphere, and the sugar which is created by the photosynthesis is sent to the rest of the plant for a stored food material. So here is the complete pathway. This is a leaf. Within that leaf there is a completion of light reaction and Calvin cycle, and that's why there is a construction of a sugar molecule. This is the source of a light, that is the sunlight, and these are the plant which possesses a leaf, and that leaf are the most important plant organ. Within that leaf there is a cellular organ called as chlorophyll, which is the most important machinery for the photosynthesis. So what is meant by photosynthesis is the biochemical pathway, means photosynthesis is a biochemical pathway that converts energy of light into the bonds of glucose molecule. The process called as a photosynthesis, and this photosynthesis occurs in two steps. Within the first steps, energy from light is stored in the bonds of adenosine triphosphate, means ATP, and the nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide phosphate, means NADPH. These two energy storing cofactors, means ATP and NADPH, are then used in the second step of photosynthesis to produce organic molecules by combining carbon molecules derived from carbon dioxide, that is a CO2. At the second step, photosynthesis is known as Calvin cycle. This organic molecule can then be used by mitochondria to produce ATP, or they can be combined from glucose, that is sucrose, and other carbohydrates. Means The light reaction which is happen, that is carried out inside the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplast of a green plant cells. The thylakoids have densely packed protein and enzyme cluster which is known as a photosystem. These photosystems are two different types which work in conjunction with each other to remove electrons and hydrogen from water and transfer them to the cofactor, that is ADP and NADP. So these photosystems were named in the order of which they are discovered, and which is opposite of how electrons flow through them. As seen in the below diagram, within this diagram, electron excited by light energy flow first through photosystem 2, that is a PS2, and then through photosystem first, that is PS1, as they create NADPH. So ATP is created by the protein, that is ATP synthase, which uses the buildup of hydrogen atom to drive the addition of phosphate group to ADP. So in this way, there is a photosynthesis, and within that photosynthesis, whatever the raw material is used, that is nothing but a 6CO2 means a carbon dioxide, 6H2O means a water molecule which is coming from soil and root, and this is the light or sunlight. Okay, so carbon dioxide, water and light are the raw material, and in the presence of chlorophyll pigment there is a construction of glucose molecule, that is C6H12O6, that is a glucose molecule. This main product of a photosynthesis developed with a byproduct, that is a O2 and H2O. So the O2 means oxygen that can be directly released into the atmosphere, while H2O means water molecules are liberated in the form of water vapors. So above is the overall reaction of photosynthesis. Using the energy from light and the hydrogen and electrons from water, the plant combines the carbon found in carbon dioxide into the complex molecule, that is a glucose molecule. So while 3 carbon containing molecule is the direct result of photosynthesis, that is glucose is simply 2 of these molecules combined and is often represented as the direct result of photosynthesis, that is due to the glucose being foundational molecule in many cellular systems. So the glucose is the founder molecule in all systems. Then you will also notice that 6 gaseous oxygen molecules are produced as a byproduct. The plant can use this oxygen in the mitochondria during oxidative phosphorylation. While some of the oxygen is used for this purpose, that is, a large portion is expelled into the atmosphere and allow us to breathe. Means animals breathe with the help of that oxygen and undergo our own oxidative phosphorylation. Then on the sugar molecule which are derived from plants. Then one another, that is equation shows water on both sides. So this is because 12 water molecules are spilled during the light reaction. How it 12 water molecules? This 6 into 2, that is a 12 water molecules which are spilled during the light reaction, while 6 new molecules are produced during and after the Kelvin cycle. When this is the general equation for the entire process, there are many individual reactions which contribute to this pathway. So one by one we know about them. So here is the chloroplastoma. Within that chloroplastoma there is a thylakoid. That thylakoid has capacity to absorb light energy. So here is the here is the second photosystem, and here is the first photosystem. In between these two photosystem, at that time here is the absorption of light, which is a sunlight or any other light, or here is also the absorption of a light. And in this way there is a construction of a glucose molecule. For that construction, here is the photolysis of water, means water molecule can be break down with the help of light energy, and there is a splitting off of a O2 plus H positive ion. Then they are combined with plastocyanin. Then there is a cytochrome. In this way, plastocyanin and ferredoxin. At the ferredoxin, there is a NADPH molecule combined with H positive ion, and there is a development of an energy rich molecule, that is NADPH. While here is the ADP molecule combined with H positive ion in the presence of inorganic phosphate. Then there is a construction of ATP molecule, which is an energy rich compound or energy rich molecule. So the entire system work as follows. The photosystem is comprised of various proteins that surrounds and connect a series of pigment molecules. So these pigments is nothing but an chlorophyll. This pigment molecule absorb various photons, allowing their electrons to become excited. And chlorophyll is the main pigment used in this system, which collects the final energy transfer before releasing an electron. So what happens at a photosystem second, which is the first phase? Photosystem second start this process of electrons by using light energy to split a water molecule. Here is the light energy, means the absorb light. That light can split water molecule into O2 and H positive ion, then which release the hydrogen while siphoning of the electron. Siphoning means a carry on or draining of electrons. The electrons are then passed through the plastocyanin, an enzyme complex that release more hydrogens into the thylakoid space. Thylakoid space means this is a thylakoid lumen. The electrons then flow through the cytochrome complex and plastocyanin to reach photosystem 1. So here is the plastocyanin and cytochrome, and electron is passes from cytochrome to the plastocyanin and reaches the photosystem first. And within a photosystem first, these three complex form an electron transport chain, much like the one seen in the mitochondria. Photosystem 1 then uses this electron to drive the reduction of NADPH positive to NADPH, a energy rich molecule. Then additional ATP made during the light reaction comes from ATP synthase, which uses the large gradient of hydrogen molecule to drive the formation of ATP, means energy rich molecule. So here is the first photosystem, then second photosystem, and then first photosystem, and whatever the splitting of water molecule into a ion. And after all these steps, there is a Calvin cycle with its electron carriers NADPH and ATP all loaded up with the electrons. The plant is now ready to create storageable energy. So storageable energy means what? A glucose molecule. For that purpose, this happens during a Calvin cycle, which is a very similar to the citric acid cycle, which is seen in mitochondria. However, the citric acid cycle creates ATP, other electron carries from 3 carbon containing molecule, while the Calvin cycle produce these products with the use of NADPH and ATP. The cycle has 3 phases as seen in the graphic below. So here is the graphical cycle of a Calvin cycle and that shows 3 phases. During the first phase, a carbon is added to 5 carbon containing sugar, which creating a unstable 6 carbon containing sugar. Okay, and in the phase second or the phase 2, this sugar is reduced into 2 stable 3 carbon containing sugar molecule. Means that all unstable 6 carbon containing sugar again reduced or spilled into 2 stable 3 carbon containing sugar molecule. Some of these molecules can be used in other metabolic pathway and are exported for that purpose. Means these 3 carbon containing stable sugar molecule is carry forward for many more metabolic pathway. At that time, the rest remain to continue cycling through the Calvin cycle. Means after that, during the third phase, the 5 carbon containing sugar is regenerated to start the process over again, and the Calvin cycle occur in the stroma of chloroplast. While not considered part of the Calvin cycle is that these products can be used to create a variety of sugars and structural molecules. So this is a Calvin cycle. Whatever the photosynthesis is going on and there is a development of a sugar molecule, this sugar molecule is nothing but an main product. So side by side these products can also develop a water and oxygen. So what happen in this case? The direct product of the light reaction and Calvin cycle, that is 3-phosphoglycerate and G3P, which is 2 different forms of 3 carbon containing sugar molecule. These 2 molecules again combine equals and form a single glucose molecule. The main product, which is a glucose molecule, seen at the photosynthesis equation. While this is the main food source for plant as well as animal, these 3 carbon containing skeleton can be combined into many different forms. A structural form worth note is cellulose, an extremely strong fibrous material made essential for strings of glucose. So, besides sugars and sugar-based molecule, oxygen is also liberated. That is the main product of photosynthesis. Oxygen created from photosynthesis used as a fuel for every respiring organism on the earth planet. So, whatever the oxygen is created by photosynthesis as a byproduct, that is helpful for the organism. Last one, that is the significance of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the most important natural process which can sustain life on earth. Means whatever it may be, a plant, microorganism and animals are present on earth planet. For their complete survival, health and wealth, there is a need of oxygen, and that can sustain the all life forms on earth planet. Then the second significance is that the process of photosynthesis is unique to green and other autotrophic plant. It synthesizes organic food from inorganic raw material. as like a light energy which can be get converted into a chemical energy form, that is a organic food. All animals and heterotrophic plants depend upon the green plants for their organic food, and therefore the most important significance of photosynthesis is that the green plants are called as a producer because they develop their own food material, while the other organisms are known as consumer because they consume glucose or organic food for their health and wealth. The fourth significance is that photosynthesis convert radiant energy or solar energy into a chemical energy. The same gets stored in the organic food as a bond between different atoms. So, photosynthetic products provide energy to all organisms to carry out their life activities, means all life is bottled sunshine. So, the photosynthetic products are many more, that is a glucose, water and oxygen, which are involved in many more life activity of all our organisms which are present on earth planet. Then last one significance of a photosynthesis, that is a coal or petroleum and natural gases which are found in a fossil or as a fossil fuel, which have been produced by the application of heat and compression on the past plant and animal parts, which is all formed by the photosynthesis in the deeper layers of earth. This is an extremely important source of energy. Means if the photosynthesis is done in a leaf, at that time they can create a organic food, that is a glucose molecule. But if that photosynthetic plant debris or plant parts get buried inside the earth or sand in a deeper layers, at that time they can be converted into other form of energy, that is a fuel energy called as a coal, petroleum or natural gases. So in this way we get some introductory idea about a photosynthesis, and here is the diagrammatic representation of a green plant. So this is the green plant which possesses a pairs of leaf. This one is a stem or shoot system, and this is the root system which can absorb water. That water get transported with the help of stems, and finally they reach leaf, and within a leaf with the help of sunlight, water and atmospheric carbon dioxide, there is a development of a glucose molecule, then liberation of oxygen and water vapors. So this photosynthesis can be carried out in two different phases, that is a light reaction and reaction without light. So I hope you will get a complete idea about a photosynthesis, how and why and when photosynthesis is going on, and which most important ingredients are participated in a photosynthesis. So thank you so much for watching my video lecture.